Hello Cherries fans, and welcome to the first video of Raw Reaction. These videos are designed to discuss the latest games that we have played, also covering the rest of the league as well, and a little bit of entertainment thrown in as well. My very special guest that I've got on today has actually been on an opposition preview with me before. He's quite a character. He is the star of his own YouTube channel, Dore on Tour, which you should check out. Some great interviews on there with Kevin Campbell and like. It is a pleasure to welcome on the one and only Mr Dore. How are you doing, mate?
What's going on? What's going on? Thank you for having me on.
That's all right, mate. Absolute pleasure to have you on. So, yeah, we'll cover off today's game in a moment, but go for it. Plug your channel.
Basically, I'm a National Forest fan with Dore on Tour, D-O-R-A on Tour. Been doing it for 4 years. Like I said, I've been vlogging home and away games. And due to the pandemic, I thought I had to do plan B. And I've been interviewing ex-Nottingham Forest players like Craig just said, Kevin Campbell, Brian Roy, Lucy McGugan. There's 15 other players that I've done as well. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Like I do previews and reviews as well. So if you do want to subscribe to the channel, please do it now.
Yes, do it. And the description will be below in this video as well. So make sure you subscribe to Mr Dore. You're always very entertaining, Mr Dore.
Yeah, you got to.
We did have a conversation a little while back, and it's a bit gutting that this game was in August, because we was going to catch up, wasn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, and we did discuss a trip to a certain. Yes.
What you said you was going to pay.
Yeah, I know. And, they decided to put it as the first game of the season, which, well, first away game of the season. So
yeah,
it's August is always a bloody expensive month for me, because it's my daughter's birthday as well. So
okay.
Yes, but you never know. We might draw you in the cup, and yeah, I will be there, mate. Don't you worry, I will be there. So on to today's game. I've got a very smug face on me, as you can see. Yes. So, of course, we won 2-1. You know, a fantastic result. David Brooks opened the scoring before McKenna equalised for Forest. And then on the 58th minute, Philip Billing
Danish guy.
Yeah, honestly, mate, he's really gone up in my estimations. At one point in the Premier League years, I said that I was going to drive him to his next club, and did suggest taking him down the road to Southampton. But yeah, he's really gone up in my estimations. Before David Brooks got sent off, we've got different views on that, haven't we, Mr Dore? But from the Forest perspective, what did you make of it?
I think, like, as a Forest fan, I think I was really impressed with Brooks, because he was like he's an old school winger, hugging the touchline, and with our new right back, I've got his name now. He didn't. I won't say he struggled for Brooks, but he's not left-footed, and Brooks took advantage of that. And like I said, he scored his first goal was it was a blinder. Samba had no chance at all. But apart from that, like, I think Bournemouth, I wouldn't say it was great, but they did what they did. The second goal with Flynn Bingham, I liked him. I think he was at Huddersfield back in the day, and when he scored his goal, I thought decent goal, but again, poor defense for Forest. I thought when McKenna scored for Forest, I thought, you know what, we can get back in this game, but it didn't happen. But then Brook got sent off. He deserved to get sent off as well, because the petty fouls that he was doing beforehand, like, I thought, yeah, he had to. But did Forest take advantage of that Bournemouth 10 men? No. Not at all, because we had two holding DMs, and Bournemouth were comfortable. And how many chances did we have when Bournemouth were down to 10 men? But one. And that was an easy save for your keeper. So all around, I am disappointed, to be fair. But are Forest in trouble? We are. But it's two games. It's 2 games, and as you know, Forest fans are frustrated. But this chairman is trigger happy, and if he's not doing well, Hughton's in trouble. But Hughton's got a good background with that teams like Newcastle, Norwich. You got Birmingham in the playoffs, so it's going to be a tough season for Forest. But Bournemouth deserve it to get the win.
We did mention on your channel as well that Forest did have quite a lot of chances. We didn't have as much, but would you say that is a major issue for Forest? Do you feel that you've not been clinical enough in front of goal, whereas sides like ourselves, and to be fair, the goals aren't coming from Solanke, they're coming from elsewhere, so Brooks and Billing.
Yeah.
We've got options all around. Do you feel that maybe you're not as clinical and you've only got the one option, which is Lyle Taylor, who is an out and out striker, really?
I think like when people mention like Taylor, he scored against Coventry, but the problem is like we've got players like Brendan Johnson, who had a fantastic season for Lincoln last season. We've got Alex Myton, another good youngster. We've got Joe Lolly, experienced player that should be helping these players and that. And with Larry Taylor, he's not getting the service. Same with Grabban. Like last season, we Grabban scored 6, Larry Taylor got 5, and when these players are not being creative, Forest, we are going to get in trouble. We are, and people like Johnson, it's a big season for him because I think he's got 2 years left on his contract, and the top clubs want him. So it's a massive season for Johnson. I don't want to put pressure on him because he's a young lad. It was League One football, but League One football and Championship football are just completely different. And these players need to book up their ideas, because if we don't, it's going to be another season of hell. But this time it's going to be different. It's going to be in front of fans, because these players last season got away with it. And if fans was in last season, they would have teared into him. And it is a massive season for these midfielders, because they've got to help Lyle Taylor. If it's him or Grabban, it's a big season for us.
Yeah, most definitely. And to be fair, I did a preview video with Andy Coulton, West Brom fan, and I said that Forest were going to be the dark horses this season. I think you've got a lot of quality now.
Was you drunk?
Well, I'd had 1 or 2, but let's just say, I wasn't. Wasn't paralytic, so to speak. But no, honestly, I do think you have got a lot of quality. I know we've discussed as well that you feel it's a weaker side this season that you've got. But there's still a lot of quality, and this is Hughton's side now. He's got to be under immense pressure. I know I watched your interview with Kevin Campbell, and if any Bournemouth fans are interested, I really do suggest watching that interview. It is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
But Kevin Campbell said straight away that Hughton is under immense pressure now. Do you think get beat by Blackburn, that's it?
You know what, Craig? It is tough, because when Forest appointed Hughton, I thought, you know what, this man, like I said it, he's done great jobs in his past clubs. And Blackburn is would I say do or die? Yes, because this owner, Makarakis, he doesn't mess around at all, and he will beat the bullet. And then it's going to be the same old thing with Forest. 6 months, It needs to build a team, new players coming in, and you know, in this age, it doesn't happen. And Blackburn, I don't. I'm trying to be positive, and I'm trying as positive as I can, but it's a do or die game, and if we lose this, I don't want him to go, but we can't be doing this, and that's the problem. We can't be getting loss after loss after loss, and soon we've got Stoke and Derby away. Yeah, and we can't lose to Derby after their problems.
To be honest, I don't think you'll lose to Derby. I don't think many teams will lose to Derby.
But Craig, that's our performances. There's a problem. But our performances, Derby lost to Peterborough, but our performances are not warranted to win a game. Like I said, today's game, or the Bournemouth had 10 men, and we didn't even try and trouble the goalkeeper, and that what worries me, and it's just sad. It is really sad. Like I'm acting like this, but it's truth.
And to be fair, that when I watched, because I saw it on Sky, your game with Coventry, you went 1-0 up, but you was completely in control for 70 minutes of the game, and Hughton just seemed to be very happy to sit back on that 1-0 win,
5%,
and think. And Coventry at the end wanted it more. From a Forest perspective, if I was a Forest fan, I'd be absolutely fuming at that.
The thing with that, right? When I went to the game, we was 1-0 up, and half time, and I said to my friends, he's going to try and defend this, try and sit back, because he had no plan B. The substitutions that we brought on were negative. And we brought on is it Gunn, the player on loan. Like, he wasn't match fit. And we brought in someone else. I don't know who we brought on now. Cafu.
Yeah.
Another defensive midfielder. And when Coventry scored, I said on my vlog, it's going to happen. And it happened. We can't be doing this. No. And Hughton, like I said, he's under so much pressure to get games. Like, I think just a one win, get confidence up. But time will tell.
Well, let's go on to something that we discussed right at the start of this show, which is the David Brooks sending off. I thought that the second yellow card was unfair. I don't think it warranted a. I don't think it did. But one thing that I would agree is there was that totting up, because there was an incident just beforehand, wasn't there, that he did similar sort of thing, and I think the referee probably gave him that last warning, and out of the two, he probably deserved that second yellow card for the one before. If you just say, for example, if you watch the highlights and just saw that second yellow card, you think, oh, crikey, that's a bit harsh. But, there was that totting up procedure. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I think with Brooks, like I said, he's a class player. And I'm not going to lie, when that second red yellow card came in, I thought, yeah, he deserves it. But not the foul he done before, that he should have got yellow card for that. The one, it was a bit soft. But he had to go. He had to go. But Forrest, like, he should have just left him on, because, like I said, Forrest didn't do nothing. And if you look at like the next games, like, I think he's suspended for one game, isn't it?
He is, against Birmingham.
It's going to be a massive miss for him, because, like I said, I think he's a class player. And I said before my vlog, Brooks and Solanke, they're going to be players that are going to be dangerous, and it happened today.
See, that's the concern now, is that what do we do now? Brooks is suspended. Do we bring in, a half-fit Stanislas? Do we bring in another one of the youngsters? Sorry. Going on to the youngsters, though, what did you make of them? So we had Ibsen-Rossi on there. We had Zemura left back. We
The
also
left back,
had.
I like the left back. Left back was
He's
good.
really good, isn't he?
Yeah,
Zemura.
yeah.
And just going back to when he, the first we really saw of him was it was a bit of a meaningless game. It was called the Betway Cup, and we beat West Ham, and that was the first we really saw of him. And then he played in the cup against Man City last season,
Okay.
and he was outstanding. But it's not just that. We've got Jaden Anthony, we've got Gavin Kilkenny. We've got lots of players and lots of options. Even Mark Travers, is coming through the academy here now.
Is that the goalkeeper?
Yep. Yeah. And of course, Aaron Ramsdale as well. He did move to us, but he's part of that academy squad, part of that youth team. Would you say that? Would you say with these youngsters, if we was to lose somebody like Danjuma, do you feel that Jaden Anthony could, carry that can for the season, considering how well he's been playing, how well he played today?
I personally say I think that if Danjuma would just leave, I think why not? Why not start him? Because the championship is tough. Let's be real. The championship is tough. But how are these young players going to learn? Like they can go out and learn to a League 2 or League 1, and then come back to Championship. And it's the same with Forest. Like we had youngsters that were on loan last season and they did well, like Johnson. And now look at me starting for Forest. But regarding Bournemouth, like why not? Just let him grow in the Championship. If Bournemouth do get promoted next season, then that's them. They've got a statue of saying yes, we did well in the Championship. If they're not, if they're not good enough, then get rid of him. So I don't see why not. I mentioned when I spoke about the left back, I thought he was good because when like players like Joe Lolly and Zingerman, like Zingerman played good, but Joe Lolly he wasn't really in the game, and I think I got to praise that left back for the Bournemouth. He had a decent game and can't fault him.
No, fantastic. It's there's a lot of promise. There's a lot of promise considering the players that we've got out. So we've got Jack Stacey out. We've got both Cook, so both Steve and Lewis Cook. We've got Stanislas out, Danjuma out. We've got Lerma out for Bitegate. So there's a Bitegate. I do not agree with the EFL, and I'll keep saying that. And honestly, if you watch back that incident, Mr Dore, you'll just there's nothing in it, absolutely nothing at all.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it. Let me watch it.
You'll have to give me your feedback in the comments below, guys. After Mr Dore has watched it, so it was last season against Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah,
Mr Dore will tell us in the comments below what he made of Bitegate. There you go. I put you on the spot now, mate. I always.
It was a bite. You gotta get it. It was a bite.
No, it bloody wasn't a bite. I don't even know. I don't even think he put his mouth anywhere near him.
Nah, it wasn't a bite. Come on, he just overreacted. That's all that was. Man.
To be honest, I think it was probably head into shoulder. It was just his head looked like it moved down, but he didn't open his mouth and take a chunk out of him. So
it is what it is. Exactly that. It was overreaction to be honest, but I don't think it's a big issue. But it was a bite.
No, exactly.
Don't kill me, people. But it wasn't. It wasn't a bite.
No, exactly. You'll have to watch it, and you'll have to give us the raw reaction to Bitegate as well.
I will do.
I'm holding you to that, mate. Like you nearly held me to Hooters, and you still will do.
Yeah, I am. You wait.
Yeah, you can imagine.
Wait. Is there Hooters in Bournemouth?
There isn't, but there should be, shouldn't there?
That's disappointing.
There
I'm
you are.
definitely going Bournemouth away. That's
Yes.
definitely.
I tell you what, you know, Bournemouth away. We'll hit the town, shall we?
We'll hit the town, and you paying. People, he said he's going to pay for me, and he didn't turn up. So, and this is the thing. He's not just paying for me. He's going to pay for the people I'll go with. So that's the deal, Craig.
It's going to be bloody.
Yeah.
Try and skint me.
You shouldn't bet, Craig. You shouldn't agree. So that's it.
You watch Mr Dore or see Wiggles, and he'll be like, "Yeah, we'll go straight there." You'll have to research that now. No, I've never been there in my life, but you know. But let's cover off a couple of the other games as well. So in the Championship, starting with your favourites, Derby County. Firstly,
pardon.
Yes, Derby. Firstly, Mr. Dore, you know you are amongst friends here. So, do you think Derby should have been replaced by Wycombe?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
1,000%. Because let's be real, right? Like they are rivals, right? They are the biggest rivals, and everyone says, "Oh, they won't play East Midlands Derby." Who cares? I generally don't care, because when we was in League One, I think we was in League One. There was a Premiership. They laughed at us, and what with all the when we had an embargo under Fawaz, they was laughing at us, and now it's happened to them. They want sympathy. Mr. Dore, I am not giving no sympathy to no Derby. I've got a good relationship with a few Derby fans. Like shout out to Lee Howard and Rams podcast.
You're that close to him, you can't even remember what they're bloody called.
Rams podcast. No, he'll kill me for it. He'll kill me for it.
Oh, will he?
But
you might not even see this video, to be honest, Mr. Dore. Wow, you should share it, shouldn't you?
You know what? I'll swipe it and I'll send it to him. But yeah, no, apart from Derby, like I want them down. I've had enough of them. I've had enough. Like, am I going to miss Pride Park for 2 seasons? No, because football's a big thing. Like, send Derby down. I don't care. Send them down. And that's me. And that's me being a fan. Like, I don't want to be I say on any platform.
Yeah.
People say when I go on BBC, I go on Sky Sports and say, be professional. No, I'm not being. I don't want to be I want to play Derby next season. No, send them down, because Rooney. Like people say of Rooney's stature, fantastic player, but as a manager, rubbish. And because how many wins did they have last season? Was it that bad run he had? I think it was like 13 defeats in a row, and they still stayed up because of Beazley couldn't win one game. Simple as that. But I want them down, and that's it. But after the defeat, shame on them.
Yeah, of course, they got beat by Peterborough. They were 1-0 up. They went a goal ahead through Stretton, but then Burrows and then Dembele, which might be his last game for Peterborough.
Have you seen the goal? Have you seen the goal?
I haven't seen the goal yet.
But ex-Derby player Jack Marriott, he crossed it in. And I think it was I don't know the right back's name. Is it Brian? I think his name is.
Yeah.
The ball's on his feet, and Dembele just took it off him, bottom corner. And I think someone tried to clear it off the line. But it's funny. But the concourse went mad, and I'm like, you know what? They deserve it. So.
We can't really laugh at anybody ourselves because, of course, our rivals are Southampton. But
it is what it is. Like I said,
we'll replace them. That's what we'll do. We'll replace them. They got beat by Everton today, so they'll come down. We'll go up. They'll be disappointed that they didn't play us all the way. But surely Derby's got to get a points deduction, haven't they? They've got to.
They've got to. I'm because I'm sick and tired of Wayne Rooney saying we need help. We need help. No, you don't. Your Derby lot got yourself in that mess because when Forest was in an embargo, and I think Reading, I think they're in an embargo as well.
They are, through FFP.
Do you see Reading crying over it? No.
No.
Like, because I think Reading is trying to use his presence. Like, oh, I'm a big player. Cry. No, Wayne. No one's gonna feel sorry for you, but I don't. You got your Mel Morrison got you in this mess. Deal with it. Simple as that.
The other side, of course, subject of FFP is Hull. So one of the teams that were actually promoted from League One last season, relegated a couple of years back. Of course, they got beat by QPR 3-0 today. But do you think that there's much of a gap between League One and the Championship, or do you think that because so far Hull comes straight into the Championship and won 4-1 against Preston? Okay, Preston don't seem to be particularly the best side out there, but do you think that there is that gap? Because I think Blackpool look like Blackpool haven't done badly, but I think that they look like they could struggle. Peterborough look like they could struggle. I know they won today. Is there that much of a gap?
I think there's a little gap. I think if I don't know, a Championship side could buy a League One player, sometimes they struggle. But when it comes to a club, there is a little gap, because when you mention teams like who keep going up and down, you got Peterborough, you got Barnsley, you got there's other teams that keep going up and down. It is a tough league, Championship, and when everyone mentions about the Championship is one of the best leagues to go, no, it's not. It's not the best. It's a horrible league to get out of, and Forest fans will say for the last 22, 23 years, we want to get out of this league. I want to get out of this league. I don't like it. And when someone says, "Oh, I prefer to be in the Championship to the Premiership," no, I don't want it. I want to be in the Premiership because we want to be in the big boys. Like Bournemouth fans, I don't think they want to be in the Championship. They want to be in the Premiership. And it was like last season in the playoffs, I think you was heartbroken, wasn't you, in the playoffs?
Oh, absolutely devastating. Yeah. We went 2-0 up effectively on Ankara in that second leg against Brentford. But looking back to the League One days with ourselves, we never thought we'd get to the Championship. We never thought we'd get to the Premier League. I think you ask any Bournemouth fan, you ask any Bournemouth fan that 8 years ago, probably 10 years ago, just got beat by Huddersfield in the League One playoffs. They would have, thought you was having a really funny joke, to be fair. So the Premier League is the place to be. Is it fun fighting for your life season on season? No, but at the same time, I think we got treated to. We finished 9th one season when Jack Wilshere was here. That was the second season. Yeah. And the third season, I believe we finished 12th, which again, it's a fantastic result. And then I think after that, it started to slide after Project Restart. If that season had carried on and we had the snake deciding not to walk away, and he is a snake, Ryan Fraser, he's not welcome here.
Forest got loads of snakes. We've got loads. We've got loads of them. But we know how you feel.
Yeah, if he had decided to carry on, I think we would have stayed up. And to be fair, it was only due to bloody Hawkeye between Sheffield United and Aston Villa. That if Hawkeye actually bloody worked, then we would have been all right, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, 5%.
But just looking through some of the other results as well, of course, West Brom are, and I said it during the opposition preview, I say it again, and I've said it, from the start. They are my tip to go straight back up. They beat Luton 3-2 today. What do you make of them?
I think with West Brom, like I said, they've got a decent manager. In Ismail, Ismail? Is it Miller? No, Ismail.
Valérien Ismail.
Yeah, as well. Yeah. I think he's a decent manager. Like he did fantastic for Barnsley. He's brought some decent players in as well. He brought in Chris. He's brought in the Seth Wednesday guy in. He's brought in Barnsley. I think a Barnsley player as well. Is it Mowat?
Mowat
as well.
Yeah, very good player.
They brought some decent players, and like they've got some a good striker. Is it Grant? I think it is. So West Brom are definitely going to be up there. Definitely, regardless, whatever everyone thinks, they're good side. Like I think you drawn 2-2 with him at the start of the season, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. We went 1-0 up. They pegged it back. Went 2-1 up. And to be honest, that really was. Both goals were created by Jaden Anthony, who was on the left-hand side today.
Yeah.
So it shows. In your first, full start for the club. First game of the season, to do that, we got a talent on our hands, and so should Danjuma go, I don't think we should really fear it, to be honest.
I think when I said with West Brom, like it would be out of them, and who else is there? Fulham,
because Fulham look good.
Yeah, Fulham, because they're the only team has been active with transfer wise. Like they brought Harry Wilson for from Liverpool for 13 million. So if you look at them two are the strongest teams if you look at it. But the Championship, it goes crazy, doing it. So
yeah,
it's mad.
To be honest, we had Harry Wilson on loan here during the last season in the Premier League, and to be fair, he's a good player. Great free kick taker. Sometimes flats to deceive. Sometimes you doubt the effort, but I think he is a good signing for Fulham. Of course, they've got Mitrovic still up front. Surprised they've actually kept hold of him. But a lot of their players last season were on loan, and they've now got Jukanovic in charge. What do you make of them from seeing them so far? Are they dangerous, or do you think Because let's be fair, they beat Huddersfield 5-1. If when I did my predictions at the start of the season, was going to do a video on it, kind of ran out of time in the end, unfortunately, guys. But I had Huddersfield down as 23rd. So apart from Derby, who of course I had down right at the bottom.
Me too.
I thought the weakest team in the league. Yeah, you would do though, wouldn't you? Let's be fair.
No, I'm just saying. Because I'm just saying as a football fan. I'm just saying because with all the problems they have.
Yeah.
They'll finish bottom. So.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. But do you think that Fulham are dangerous, or do you think it's just because Huddersfield are not particularly that great?
No, because you've got to look at it like Fulham. They've got a good side. Like look at the striker. They've got a good team, and they've got experienced players as well. But with Huddersfield wise, the manager. I think when he left Leeds and to be a manager, and sometimes when a number 2 goes into management, I just don't think. No, it's not good. But I just feel I don't think Huddersfield will go down. I think they'll be like. I think would I say they'll be like Forest? Maybe, but. Nah, I don't think Huddersfield will go down. They've got some. I know they've got some quality players in there, so I don't think they'll go down.
Just looking at this Fulham team, actually, Mr Dore, you've got the likes of Tim Ream there still. You've got Cordova Reed, of course, Harry Wilson, who we've mentioned, Cavallo, Mitrovic. There's a lot of talent in that side. And personally, at the start of the season, I thought, well, I thought they'd probably finish third.
Mm.
How worried as Bournemouth fans do we need to be of them?
Yeah, I think you got to be worried because they're a good side. But I think it's 2 games in.
Yeah.
I don't think we should really think about that because this championship it's hard. It's a hard league, and yeah, Forest have lost 2 games in a row, but anything could happen in this league. And if you've got to focus on the league around August, December, not August, Christmas time.
Yeah,
because that's what everyone's going to focus on. And when it comes to the transfer window in the January, people will strength and all that. So, it's too early to say. But Bournemouth, Bournemouth will be a little bit worried. But I won't really focus on just 2 games at the start. So,
no, fair enough. Of course, the other team as well that we mentioned, which is subject of FFP, is Reading.
Yeah.
Now, Reading are an interesting one. They finished just outside the playoffs last season. They lost Michael Alois and Richards as well, to Bayern Munich. So they had a lot of talent. Their academy is probably one of the best in the championship as well. And it seems like that they might have another player that's just come through, Femi Aziz, who scored the first goal today. Of course, Preston equalised through Johnston. That was a penalty, but then John Swift put them 2-1 up. He is a very, very good player.
He's a very good player.
With regards to them, I said to right at the start of the season that I think you look at the teams that was around us. You look at Reading, you look at Swansea, you look at Barnsley. I think all 3 of them will probably fall out. But I'm starting to think, even though Reading haven't, you look at their bench. They've got Puskas on the bench, but they don't.
I hate Puskas. I hate Puskas.
He's dangerous, isn't he? He's very, very dangerous player. But one thing I would say is that their bench doesn't, jump out at me. But because of their academy, I'm starting to think, well, how many more Elises have they got? How many more Omar Richards have they got? Is there a real threat from them this season? What do you make of it?
The thing with Reading, like you just mentioned, they've got a good academy, and there's always going to be one player that will bright spot. Like I said, one of their top player is going to Crystal Palace.
Yeah, Michael Elise.
And Richardson is going to Bayern Munich, and like last season, it's funny. Last season, I said to him they'll be up there. Like I know they bought their manager in late, really late, but you can't write off Reading. I know they're meant to be buying ex-Nottingham Forest player Ribeiro. So I need a quality player. I wish he was at Forest now, but that's going to be a good sign for them. But you can't write off Reading because they're one of the teams will come out of nowhere. And like I said, but with Puskas, I think he's a quality player. But like I said, he's been on the bench recently, so
he seems to be a weird player, doesn't he? He seems to be because. One of the things that I threw up was that, he would be a player that I think would suit our squad. But he seems to blow hot and cold. Is he getting the support at Reading? Could he come into a Bournemouth side and then just not do anything here either? It's a weird one, but they've got so much talent in that academy. And this Aziz also looks like, a very good player, well taken goal. Again, though, and I hate to say it, you look at the Fulham game and then beating Huddersfield 5-1, Reading had beaten Preston 2-1. Now, looking at Preston, they don't particularly look very good. What do you make of them?
the thing with Preston, like Preston, a team that they always beat Forest regardless, and with their manager, I don't get it because I know the Sat what's his name? Is it
Alex Neil?
Alex Neil,
yeah.
And they brought in someone. Was it assistant manager or from the academy?
I think he was assistant manager, if I'm right in thinking. Is it? Hang on, let me just find out. Frankie McAvoy.
Yeah, because the thing with that, right? I don't. What was their score today?
They got beat 2-1 by
2-1, and their appointment was like it was strange because like I said, this championship it's really hard. So I think it was our best of all. Give him a job. We'll get someone lined up soon because I personally don't think he'll do well. And look at, I think I said in my prediction he'll be the first man to get rid of because no one knows who he is. And has he brought in any players that's quality who's ready for that league? No, not
really.
And I personally think Preston, I don't think he'll stay as much, if I'm honest.
Well, I better start rounding because we could talk about this all night.
Could talk
forever. Me and you, honestly, it could, probably start a night out at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and we'd still be talking football about 4 o'clock.
And you can pay, and you can pay for it.
Fucking hell.
I'm tight, man. What are people? I'm tight. The cobwebs.
Cobwebs are coming out the wallet, are they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't buy drinks. My friends Craig and Malcolm like that.
Yeah. But I tell you what, I wish I was up there today. Hooters. Of course, I think I spent most of my student loan there, and I did see a picture from one of the guys, one of the Bournemouth fans called John Spark, and he put a picture of Ye Old Trip. Have you been in there?
Hooters?
No, Ye Old Trip.
What's that?
It's the oldest bar in the whole country. Oldest inn in the whole country.
Is it Nottingham?
Yeah. I'm sure.
I might know. Like I said, I've not been in town for long. Like I go through town, but I've not been drinking as much because I've been so busy with But I might know it.
Yeah, it's got the smallest ceilings, but yeah, I was gutted. But yeah, definitely when you come down here, Mr Dore, we'll go around Bournemouth.
We can do. I'm definitely going Bournemouth because last time I meant to go Bournemouth one time. I think when we beat you 2-1, I think it was Matt Fryer and Britt Zambalonga scored. I think it was under Stuart Pearce. I think it was, and I wanted to go. I was good for that, but I'm definitely going. I want to see the seaside. I want some rock.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. What do you think? Where do you think we will finish?
Definitely top six. Definitely top six.
Automatics?
Fulham will be there. West Brom will be there. I think. I forgot as well. I know Sheffield United draw 0-0 with Swansea.
Yep.
And I said Sheffield United win the league, but they've not started great. But this league's tough. I think Bournemouth are definitely top six, but top two. They need that little spark. Like that, you got Brooks, you got quite a few players as well. But right now top six.
No, well, thank you so much for joining me, Mr Dore. A pleasure as always.
No worries. I'm still in that Hooters though.
Yeah, don't you worry, mate. Don't you worry. In the cup, or in 5 years' time when we go up and when we come back down again.
Here we go.
No, cheers, mate. Absolute pleasure as always.
No worries. Thank you for having me on.
That's all right, mate. Anytime.
Up the forest.
Up the cherries. And thank you guys for joining me on this first Raw reaction video. Please do hit the like, subscribe, and the bell buttons below. Also, please do check out Mr Dore's channel because it's full of laughs, full of great interviews. Until next one, up the cherries.